The thought process behind this play is because I think next this will allow me to get a potential Pollen Puff into Slowking, which I think is beneficial here. So I go for Trick Room right away, unless they trick Room themselves, which what's up, boys, girls, and everyone else? Welcome back to another episode of VGC 21 Back to Back Battles. James back here with some more VGC battles today with a brand new team. We are trying out Lilligant and Galarian Slowking with some fun techs. I chose Lilligant on the team because I really want to use like Slowking Trick Room with like Torkoal to boost up special attack on Torkoal with max ooze to sweep with eruptions. And I wanted Lilligant because I thought Lilligant actually offered a pretty cool role in like After You and Pollen Puff, which allowed Torkoal to sweep even like it had preserved its longevity, and also like it gave a way for Torkoal to do a bunch of big damage without the reliance on Trick Room, which I felt was like really cool. And alongside the Leaf Storm synergy where Lilligant can like Leaf Storm and then like afterwards Slowking can switch in with Curious Medicine, which would get rid of Lilligant's special attack drop, so I can get off another powerful Leaf Storm. It's a really fun combo team. So yeah, if you do want to try out this team, 2 weeks to grab it while you can. But before that, if you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help out my YouTube channel. And make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already. But yeah, today's comment question though of the day is going to be, what was your favorite video game of 2020? And for me, I think the one that was my favorite for 2020, I think it had to be Among Us. I had a really good time playing Among Us with friends. It was like just a really cool experience, I felt like, especially during the lockdown period. So yeah, let me know your favorite game in the comment section down below. But otherwise, yeah, we are going to get started with this team and we'll see how it goes. Let's get started with today's episode. All right, we got a player from Asia with the team of Regieleki, Urshifu, Incineroar, the Regirock, Tapu Fini, and Porygon 2. Very interesting. Okay, so I guess we see that there is a Urshifu, so it's probably Dark Urshifu since they have a water type in Tapu Fini. That's my first thought. They have Trick Room as an option here, so that's something interesting to note as well. I don't know if I really want to go straight for Trick Room because it's not exactly that great getting Trick Room up, I feel like. It could be. It depends on the situation. I do like Urshifu a lot in this matchup though. And I really do like Lilligant plus Torkoal, I think, lead wise. It puts on a lot of pressure. I could also lead Urshifu plus like Thundurus, but the problem is that the Regieleki is offensive. I just get destroyed with the Urshifu, so I don't think that's worth it. I think actually it's best to lead Torkoal Lilligant as the lead, because like I can pressure a lot of my opponent's side with the Eruption. With the Specs Eruption could do a lot, unless they lead like a very specific lead, which would be Incineroar plus Regirock. And I don't know if they lead that because of the fact that Thundurus or Urshifu would be a really tough lead for them to handle, I think, if they do lead that. So I think I'm going to have Thundurus or Urshifu in the back, which is an interesting back lead because normally like Thundurus or Urshifu is a very strong lead in offensive play. But right now I'm really liking the Lilligant Torkoal combination because I think the Lilligant Torkoal combination just does a lot of damage. I really hope I don't regret. Are they actually going to lead Regirock here? I guess if they lead Regirock, it's okay because I'll just switch out to Torkoal out into Incineroar and have like a banded close combat position. But I don't know. They also have to worry about Sleep Powder and a bunch of other things. We're going to see the Regirock Tapu Fini lead. Not exactly what I expected, but okay. Against Torkoal plus Lilligant. So they do have that Misty Surge setup, which is fair. So they're going to set up the Misty Surge. I really want to leave some to Regirock right away. I don't know if it's policy or not. I don't know if it's worth going for. I do need damage onto that Regirock as much as possible. Torkoal's in a weird spot. They're definitely not gonna they're not gonna Moonblast a Torkoal. They would either Muddy Water, Calm Mind, maybe Protect, or maybe even switch out. I think my best play is just to go harder Shifu though. Turn 1. Because I feel like a Moonblast shouldn't come into the Torkoal's way at all. And I do want to pressure. And I think I want to Leaf Storm the Regirock right away because I need good damage on Regirock because it's really hard to damage Regirock with what Pokemon I have. They're going to switch out the Fini Incineroar. Okay, Incineroar is a fair play, so Incineroar is going to come out. So they could go for like a Rock move with Regirock. I think it's okay if they do. Urshifu will be able to take it. I get a big Leaf Storm off into the Regirock. So I think overall it's a pretty good turn. So let's see what comes out here as I do bring out the Urshifu. Dynamax. Yep, Dynamax is going to come out. Okay, so I should do like I'd imagine I do at least 50% or at least 50%, yeah, to the Regirock, which should put in bandit close combat range, I feel. So let us see what they're going to go for. Problem is I can't protect with my Urshifu, and I kind of want Urshifu because it does deal with Incineroar like very heavily, but I'm not sure if that's the play. Look at that damage on Regirock. That's impressive damage. That is really good damage right there. It is going to be the policy, and Rockfall probably going to be coming out, but I don't exactly have a play here anyway. So we're going to see. Yep, the Rockfall. Who's this going to be targeting? Torkoal or Lilligant? Lilligant's fine actually, but it's going to be the Urshifu, which is a pretty decent amount, but yeah. I am going to lose my Sash on my Lilligant. I think sacking Torkoal here is correct because I don't need... Do I need Torkoal to win? Torkoal's nice, but it's not necessary. They fake out Urshifu. I think I live to fake up plus sand damage. They double Urshifu. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for the bandit close combat to Regirock. And switch on to Torkoal. Yeah, I'm okay with that, I think. Overall, I got really good damage on their Dynamax Pokemon. Even if it's like the cost of a few things like my Sash. They could Rockfall here. I don't think I mind that too much because, again, I think Thundurus is like really good here in the matchup. I just don't know what they brought in the back where it's like Porygon or if it's like their Regieleki. We're going to see fake out. They have to fake out like Urshifu, right? Yeah. Which is okay. I wish I had Slowking. I could have sent in Slowking, which would have been sick. We are going to see the Rockfall come out, which is fine. Going to target the Torkoal slot. So Torkoal's going to go down. Not really that big of a deal in my opinion. So Torkoal goes down, but that's okay because now I can get in Thundurus here, and Thundurus probably gets to do a few fun things. I can go for Airstream with the Life Orb to do a bunch of damage to the Incineroar. I could go for like, does Knuckle KO the Regirock at that range? Because if it does, that might be something worth going for here. I do want to go Thundurus for sure. I could go Lilligant in Fury as well. And go for the Leaf Storm, but that is risking a miss right there, and I don't think that's the play right way. So I will go out into Thundurus. Superpower might not be bad here of a situation. I don't think Superpower would be super rough of a KO into that slot, I think. I think I'm going to go for a close combat into the Regirock. And I think Knuckle. Airstream does more, though. Which is the thing, because 2 Airstreams would be really solid. But like, then, like if I Knuckle here, they don't have a switch into Airstream afterward. Let's go for Airstream, actually. I think Airstream's just better because I want to start preparing for Regieleki if it's the case. I don't need the +1 right away. And if they switch out Incineroar, I mean, if they switch out Incineroar, they have to bring Incineroar back in eventually. I get a Defiant boost, so I think that's okay here. The Leaf Storm did a really good amount of damage to the Regirock, and I'm hoping that Bandit Close Combat does pick up a knockout. And if they don't punish the Urshifu, like at all, I basically am able to like throw off more Bandit Close Combats and do a ton of damage. So I'm okay with this spot regardless. So yeah, like they have to stay in attack with Incineroar, I think, and I think that's okay. Because if I can get like maybe an Airstream or 2, that'd be fantastic. So no Dynamax, which is awesome. We are able to get an Airstream off into the Incineroar. Good amount of damage. Not enough to pick up a KO. Maybe Knuckle was better. Maybe Knuckle was better. But I think overall, I think Airstream and Knuckle both had benefits. So I think it's okay at the end of the day. We are going to see a Barrier on the Incineroar, which is going to heal it. Okay. And we're going to see the close combat knock out the Regirock. So Regirock does go down. Excellent. I am able to handle the Regirock. I need damage on that with the Lilligant turn 1 because, oh boy, Regirock would have been a pain to deal with otherwise. We are able to knock out the Regirock, which is a fantastic KO right there. And we will see Parting Shot come out into the Urshifu, which I don't think is really the play here. I guess maybe they have Regieleki in the back. I guess? I don't know. I feel like relying on Regieleki would be super rough right here. Let's see who they bring out. If it's Regieleki... That is Regieleki, okay. I think I go Lilligant. So we know that Regieleki is fast. We confirm it because it outsped my Thundurus. I definitely keep Urshifu around. 1, because I can stall out Sand, I think. And 2, it's... Yeah, I can stall out Sand. I do a lot. I think the play is just to Airstream the Eleki slot. I guess the question is what kind of Tapu Fini is it? Is it Choice Specs? Because a double up from Regieleki, like offensive Regieleki and Choice Specs Fini could knock out Thundurus. That would actually be a pretty big pain, I think. Because they had to bring out Fini. They're not bringing out Incin so that the Regieleki can go down here. So I think the play here... okay, they don't Electro Up in this situation. No way they Electro Up. I'm going to go Lilligant here. I don't want to set up the electric terrain for the Regieleki because I think that would be awful. I think I'm just going to Airstream the Regieleki slot and go out into Lilligant because I think getting the speed control with Lilligant does help out in the long term. So let's see what's going to come out here. Feeny protects, which is actually excellent for me because I don't know if they Electro Up. I really don't think you should. You should just T-Bolt. Yeah. T-Bolt, perfect. So that means my fun... Oh, that did a lot of damage. I think that is... I can't tell if that's Specs or Magnet damage, but that was a lot. I am able to pick up a lot of damage onto that Regieleki slot, though. And that's fantastic because one, the Regieleki is in range of, like, Pollen Puff or Leaf Storm, which I could go for here. Do I want to go for it is the question. Because they could switch out Feeny and Incineroar, potentially. But I feel like if they do that, they lose a lot of offensive momentum. Does Leaf Storm KO? Like, I need to KO the Regieleki, I think. Airstream is like a very safe play in a Regieleki. I just don't know if I'm going to go for Leaf Storm in the top of Feeny, or I could Pollen Puff my own Thunders to get health back. But I think Leaf Storm's okay here, because I can afford to miss a Leaf Storm on Feeny. I just need to make sure that Lilligant can outspeed the Regieleki and knock it out with Pollen Puff. I guess I could have Pollen... No, I can't Pollen Puff the Regieleki because the Regieleki's faster, plus... because Lilligant's only a +1. So Airstream is always correct here, yeah. Airstream's always correct to make sure I outspeed. If they sack Incineroar, it goes down, and Lilligant's still faster than the Regieleki can pick up the knockout at the range. So that's the reason I wanted to target it. And if we hit the Leaf Storm, it should be good. And yep, we do hit the Leaf Storm, and that should KO Tapu Fini. Yep. Lilligant hitting pretty hard. As Tapu Fini does go down, and all my opponent has left is an Incineroar. I have a Urshifu in the back that's banded. And yeah, I can Pollen Puff like my slots, which I actually really like as an option here. So yeah, we are able to pick up a win here. Lilligant actually doing a ton of work right here, which I really like to see. All right, let's go Lilligant. As let's see what my opponent's... Well, my opponent doesn't have a response, right? You have to fake out here the Thunderous, and I guess you have to hope... I don't remember Mr. Terrain is gone or not. I guess I have to hope I miss a lot of Sleep Powers, but I don't have Sleep Powder anyway, so it doesn't change anything. But then I guess... Yeah, but I have an Urshifu that outspeeds Incineroar doesn't get Sucker Punch. If Incineroar got Sucker Punch, I would probably go for Double Protect with Thunderous and just try to Pollen Puff it, but yeah. We can go for Protects. Protect to cover the Fake Out option, and then I guess we Pollen Puff our Thunderous just to flex. As Double Protect comes out. Making sure I don't go down to Fake Out. Wait, do I not have... Defiant again? I feel like that this is deja vu because I had a situation where Thunderous did not have Defiant. It had Prankster because I forgot to give it a thing. No, I do have Defiant. Okay, I guess I missed the animation. I thought I didn't see it. Yeah, I am +1 attack. Okay. We'll go for Pollen Puff into our Thunderous. We could also go for After You. I don't think it matters in the long run. And we're going to KO the Incineroar. I just want to showcase a Pollen Puff. Oh, but Thunderous is faster anyway, right? And we're able to get Superpower off. And goodbye, Incineroar, as that is going to be game 1. All right, Lilligant. Big damage on the Regirock. Being able to pick up the knockout on Tapu Fini. Going to be able to pressure the Regieleki in case they switched out in the end game. Well, it was pretty good. I felt like our turns were really good, really solid. I guess there was another play I could have also went for. I think at the range the Regirock was at, I might have actually had the opportunity to switch out the Urshifu back into Torkoal and Leaf Storm the Regirock, and I think that actually might have actually been able to pick up the KO. So that actually might have been a better play looking back at it, but otherwise I think every turn I was able to get like some kind of like capital momentum and where I was able to just get a bunch of damage in position. I think Regieleki was still the scariest thing. I guess crit Regieleki, like Specs T-Ball crit would have been annoying, but I think that might have just like screwed me anyway, so I don't think I could have played around it. I tried to play around it as best as possible, but I think in order to play around that, I had to keep Torkoal, which means I would have had to gamble the 90% chance with Lilligant hitting his Leaf Storm. And I was like down to go for a turn 1, but turn 2, like since I had safer options, I felt like, because I could play around with like a Thunderous Urshifu right next to each other, and like I think that was the perfect time to set up. I think it was, since there was no like Trick Room option that they were setting up, and like I was pressuring the board a lot. But yeah, we're gonna move on to our next game. We'll be right back with the second game of today's episode. All right, we got rank number 277 on the ladder. Inteleon, Drapion. What? What? Okay, Inteleon, Regieleki, Tornadus, Urshifu, Indeedee, Drapion. Oh, is this Sokinteleon? It does look like Sokinteleon. Ooh, maybe Slowking could do some work here. I do see me... Well, they have a Trick Room option. Okay, I actually don't know because I don't know what their lead is here optimally is. Oh, this is really weird. I guess maybe like... I'm not sure what their lead is because they could lead Soak. They could lead Indeedee with Imprisoned Trick Room, I'm assuming, because their team doesn't have a good Trick Room matchup. This is tough. I think I go Torkoal Lilligant. Torkoal Lilligant, I feel like I can get Trick Room up late game, but that's really tough to say. I think I go with these four, though. It's really tough. I actually have no idea what the play is here. I don't have Sleep Powder on my Lilligant. Their Indeedee's faster than my Lilligant anyway, I'm assuming, because if... Oh, if they're... Yeah, they'd be faster. Unless they're modest and they think I'm timid Lilligant. But what's nice about having modest Lilligant is it actually outspeeds Regieleki, which is actually super clutch here. So, we're going to see Indeedee plus Tornadus lead. Okay, that's probably the worst case scenario, I think, here. Although that's actually... Maybe it's not the worst case because I can still maybe get Trick Room up depending on the situation. The problem is they get to Tailwind Expanding Force here and I don't have a switch. Which is concerning. I think I go for Pollen Puff Heat Wave. It definitely should be Sash Indeedee. If they led this, this has to be Imprisoned, I feel like. So I'm going to Heat Wave here. There's no point of after Ewing because they're faster than me. I could switch on to Indeedee and Pollen Puff, I guess. But the thing is, they can Imprison and... Because the thing is, they break my Sash on the Lilligant this turn, and then they can Imprison the following turn and Air Slash my Lilligant. Yeah, so I think I have to take damage here no matter what. So Pollen Puff and Heat Wave on the tail and Expanding Force that should be coming out. Hopefully it's not Specs. I really don't... It's Dynamaxing? Okay, that was not according to my calculation. Or is that the Torn Dynamaxing? Wow, that's not what I expected. Is that Defiant Torn then? Because I feel like if you're Prankster, I don't see a drawback to going for Tailwind. Yeah, I don't see a drawback because one, I could Sleep Powder. Pollen Puff. If I don't miss, I get damage off. They're gonna Airstream. Ooh, the Lilligant? The Torkoal. Okay, so Torkoal's going down here 100%. Torn faster than Lilligant at plus... No, it's not faster than plus... Okay, maybe this is doable then. It's rough, but very doable. Except I can't touch the freaking Drapion. I might lose the Drapion if it's in the back. If I lose the Drapion, I guess that's it. I go Slowking here and I set up the Trick Room. Yeah. Because I can Pollen Puff, knock out the Indeedee, and Trick Room here. The thing is, all my resources have taken so much damage. Or can I do something cheeky here? Can I after you to Slowking? So that Lilligant's still on the field when Airstream comes out? Because they're imprisoning, right? I feel like they always imprison here. Ooh. Okay. So what I think I do here is I after you and I imprison and I Trick Room. The reason I'm thinking of the play here is because I think they imprison here and they go for Airstream. And that means the Indeedee... Yeah. The thought process behind this play is because I think next... this will allow me to get a potential Pollen Puff into Slowking, which I think is beneficial here. So I go for Trick Room right away. Unless they Trick Room themselves, which I hope they don't. Yep, they Imprison. Perfect. So I play around the Imprison, which is super sick. I could have knocked out, but the thing is I actually want the Indeedee on the field. I don't want them to get a free switch because I want to try to Pollen Puff my Slowking. And that's the reason why. Because I want more damage here. And I think with Expanding Force here... Oh, wait, I can't Expanding Force. Well, I could still Sludge Bomb the Indeedee so I can Expanding Force the following turn. Or I could Ooze here. I could start Oozing. No, because Pollen Puff's better in the long run, yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna go for the Pollen Puff into my Slowking. The Tornado should be faster than my Lilligant, and I do get the healing off, I think. Unless the Torn is slow for some reason, which I'm hoping is not the case. So Sludge Bomb will knock out Indeedee, so I get rid of Indeedee, which means it doesn't... If like that Indeedee's slow, I doesn't outspeed my Lilligant and Trick Room and knock out. I'm able to get Pollen Puff to heal my Slowking, which is like a 50% heal pulse, basically, which is what I want. And I'm hoping they maybe knock out the Indeedee this turn, potentially. A Darkness. Oh, that's not good. Oh, but they took out my Lilligant. Okay, I'll take that turn, I think. So who's their back Pokemon? That's what I'm curious about. Problem is that they have Urshifu. I gotta hope that I can knock out the Urshifu, I think, with Helping Hand Max Ooze, which is a concern. Or can... Actually, no. I could probably Dynamax and Expanding Force, and I think I'd be okay. Who's that? Eliki. I'll take that. I'll Ooze, and I'll go for the Expanding Force here. And I think that's like a fair play, because I should knock out both slots. And I need to get special attack boost to deal with whatever in the back. So yeah, I'll go for Expanding Force, and I'll go for the Max Ooze. And I think that's a play. All right, Slowking. All right, we gonna see the switch from Torn. That's fine. Is that a dark type? The freaking Drapion. Oh, god dang it. It's the freaking Drapion, man. If it was Urshifu, this was perfect because I got the hit off. The only way I hit the Slowking, unfortunately, is with Max Ooze. Fortunately, so I could still win theoretically. It's just really difficult to, because like, how am I getting past the Drapion? Maybe Max Ooze is going to do a lot, but at least I'll boost up with NDD to where I'll like pressure the other slot a lot. They protect Eliki, that's fine. As long as it's not Sash, but I'm assuming the NDD was Sash for most of the game. Get a Max Ooze off. Good target too by me because I am able to get the damage off. Oh, that does so much! That actually does so much! Oh, who's a Drapion to a Slowking? Who's a Drapion to a Slowking? And I keep boosting up. And I have Cobra Berry on my NDD, and there's no way that Drapion should be able to knock out my Slowking Dynamax. So Drapion can't pick up a knockout, and I just get to keep clicking Expanding Force to knock out a target, and I get to 3-hit KO the Drapion. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I am pretty happy right now. They're going to switch out the Regieleki into Torn. I actually have no idea what that Torn set is, because I don't know if it's Prankster or Defiant. I'm assuming it's Defiant. But I have no idea. Look at that beautiful damage onto the Drapion. Look at that beautiful damage. My only concern is Eliki could still be a problem. Because if the Drapion is protected, I'm assuming it does, double protect, like I could still very easily lose this game depending on who they target right here. So goodbye, Torn. Let's see their move on the Drapion. Going to be the knockoff. Oh, that's great for me because I have Cobra Berry. So that's going to even do less damage. And they won't do as much the following turn. Oh, that still did a lot. Sunlight Phase, which is fine. Max Ooze doesn't KO to protect, unfortunately. Oh, the terrain disappears. I mean, I don't think the terrain matters. No, it shouldn't matter. Drapion doesn't get Sucker Punch. And like, I think +3 NDD should still be able to knock out a Regieleki right here. So yeah, I'm going to Max Ooze, and I'm going to go for the Expanding Force into the Regieleki slot. This is tough though, because Regieleki double protect here to stall out the last turn of Trick Room. It makes it difficult. If Drapion survives the Max Ooze, and I'm assuming it does. Does it not have protect? Because, oh baby, that's a win right there. Holy cow, team popped off. I did not expect it to like dominate like that, but holy cow. Jeez, I think like I played it right too. I feel like the turn 1 was like the best thing I could do in the situation. I just didn't expect it. I really didn't expect a Dynamax from Torn. I thought it was going to be like Tailwind Expanding Force turn 1. I covered that option because Torkoal would have been able to knock out the NDD, and then I try to get Trick Room off, and I had like potential way to set up Trick Room. Drapion was tough though. Drapion was tough. Once I lost Torkoal, I lost my like way to hit Drapion, but like, who cares about Drapion? I had a Slowking. Wow. Lilligant. Can I talk about Lilligant though? The clutch after you play. And I like, again, my thought process I thought was pretty clear. They were definitely imprisoning that turn. And because I made the play that I did, I didn't give them a free switch immediately. And that allowed Lilligant to get a Pollen Puff in the Slowking, which could have been huge in the late game. And that's the exact reason why I decided to make for it. Because I knew that they were going to imprison with NDD, especially if they led that. And I knew that they were... I don't know what they were going to do with the Tornadus. They could have knocked out the... They could have knocked out the Lilligant, which means I got a free switch to my NDD, which is fine. Because then I just start going for like... That means Slowking didn't take any damage. And yeah. Like... I wanted the Pollen Puff situation if they targeted down the Slowking slot that turn. So yeah. So yeah, that is going to be the end of today's episode. Wow, Slowking and Lilligant putting in a lot of work. Kind of crazy. Again, if you do want to try out the rental code, make sure you try it out. 2 weeks to grab it down below. There's also paste pin in the description down below if you do want to try it out. It's a really fun team. I had a lot of fun piloting today. It was my first time using it. And man, it was fun. It was really fun. But if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and you can share this video with friends, and subscribe if you haven't already for more content. It really does help out my channel. And yeah, you can check out my other social medias as well, where you can follow me on Twitch for my live streams, Twitter, Instagram for more news, TikTok, Reddit, all that, all listed down below in the description. So if you want to get to know me more, you can join those platforms, and you can join our community Discord as well, where you can interact with me and an awesome community, VGC team build, all that kind of good stuff. But otherwise, yeah, you can always check out the rest of my videos down below. And yeah, I think that's going to be pretty much it. Have a great day, people. And until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.